Dave, welcome to the shop. Today is the day to cut the bottom off this bowl that I turned. I glued a piece of plywood to it to mount it in the lathe because I don't have a good chuck because my lathe is crooked. All of that. I'm not complaining. But if I did get a new Vega lathe, I'd be happier. But anyway, so I need to cut this off. At the moment, I've got a bunch more here than I need. I'm going to take a chisel to this thing and just whack it a couple of times and snap off most of it so I don't have to eat all of this dust. But here we go. Here's the drill. Got my pendulum set up. Can you see this thing? Sort of. It's a router. I'll bring you in close. You can see it better. So what we've got here is a router set in a couple of blocks of wood with a couple of straps of plywood, and it's got some band clamps on it to pull it together. Makes it pretty effing secure for something that wiggles around. But you can see what's going on, right? Wiggles. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Look up at the top, you'll see really high-tech solution to how to make things wiggle. Here we go. Pardon all the wiggling, but you can see what I did. I just have an eye bolt that I've opened up a little bit, and another eye bolt that I've closed onto it, and a block of wood that I've got not really threaded, but the threads on the eye bolts are significant enough that threads into there. I can turn it back and forth, but what it does is it pivots pretty smoothly in 360 degrees. No, in about 120 degrees. So on the underside, we've got this sort of thing. Pieces of wood, little strappy, a little bit of spring in them, just enough to clamp down onto the barrel of the router. Metal band clamp to do the clamping part. This one's for short throws. I had a different system at one time when I was doing mezzaluna cutting boards, and so this I needed really deep. So obviously the amount of curve that you get in it depends on how long your arms are. Pretty simple. Much better. All right, I feel good now. That I think I can take off pretty quickly. All right, so I'm now down to just less than 1/4 of an inch of wood from the plywood. I can deal with that. We'll route that away. Okay, so we never have any real clue as to how this is going to work out, because if I were doing it 10 times, I'd have this all worked out as to exactly where the center of the curve is. This is my best guess right now, and let's see what happens. All right, and a little ear protection, because we got to keep our ears protected. They could get a virus. Huh? I can't hear you. Can't hear you at all. I'm sure you're saying something. That's tightened, so this is loosened. This is down. Down is that way. Got it. All right, and on. Looks like it might be a little bit off, but you know, it's not much. I'm going to continue. Like that. Down again. Well, hopefully you can see where this is going. This is the area right here that I put the glue on, and it looks pretty good. Routing a little bit, it looks like I'm a little bit too far this way, but I'm going to give it one more pass. And that should be enough, and then I'll know for sure. All right, well that's pretty good. See how it's cutting a little bit deeper here than here. I think I want to go that way a little bit. Let me reset. Not much, but a half an inch. Let me reset and I'll bring you back. Okay, so that was a quick reset, and I've lowered this down a little bit. Maybe this will be it. I don't know. And that is that. Now it's slightly hollowed, so it'll set perfectly on a flat surface. No rocking. It's going to be great. Give that a little sand. Sand the whole thing. One more rubbed on coat of tung oil. It goes home. So here we are. Bowl's done. Ready for final finish. The bottom's only going to get one coat, it turns out, but I don't particularly care. Anyway, just going to rag some of this stuff on. This is brand name Water Locks original formula. It's a modified tung oil. It behaves as a traditional varnish. I cannot speak to what it is. My experience with tung oil over the years has been, it did all kinds of funky things to me. It sometimes would cloud up. It sometimes would stay gummy for long periods of time to the point that it got black. Not black. It darkened because of debris. Lots of times it just seemed like it sat on the surface. Didn't penetrate at all. I'm going on and on. I have a laundry list of complaints about tung oil. But ever since I started playing with this stuff, all of that has just become fond memories. This stuff behaves beautifully. It always sets up. It always sets up on a schedule. It doesn't cloud if it gets humid. There's just not enough good I can say about it. And that's the fact. And you can brush it on. I'm sure you can spray it on. I don't know why. I'm ragging it because I can. And it behaves really, really well. It always sets up. It always sets up on a schedule. And tomorrow this will be dry. Not dry, but set. I mean, anything can dry out, but this stuff actually sets. That rattling noise is the nails in the bottom of this board. Anyway, so look at that. That is just gleaming goodness. This is a satin finish. In other words, it's not going to stay glossy. I'm not looking for glossy. I'm just looking for a good finish. And then I'll steel wool and wax for the last thing to do to it. Anyway, so that's that. It looks great. I'm real pleased. This is my don't know what Sapeli Bowl. All right. Thanks for watching. It's been lots of fun. I'm going to get rid of this, cover that up, hit the road.